Getting that #1 seed in the ACC tournament.
Same starting lineup for the Heels that Coach Williams has settled on in recent weeks. And UNC on the board first.
You see early, Florida State will switch screen and rolls. They will allow their bigs to step out and defend.
Looks like it'll just be Carolina ball on the baseline with 4 on the shot clock. Lob into the paint. It's a turnover, and here comes Barnes on the breakaway, and that's a pretty good first shot attempt for the Noles.
Opportunity to tie it up or take a lead on this possession.
Yeah, the only bucket so far for the Noles, a dunk by that man. Now give Barnes 4 points, 4 from beyond the arc. Caleb Love has Carolina's other 2 points. Raquan Gray into the lane for 2.
Good for us. And now you see 3 years later, he is a point forward making beautiful finds across court to Polite, who's able to knock down the 3. But
Andrew Platek and Anthony Harris off the Carolina bench. They go high-low into Day'Ron Sharpe. Over the double team, no. Kessler crashes the glass. Oklahoma State. Leonard was the first black head coach in the Big 8 conference. And then when he took his next head coaching job at the University of Miami.
Consider North Carolina's 3 for 15 from the floor with 7 turnovers already. And I'm sure that's a much needed bucket from R.J. Davis, who scored 16 points in the first matchup between these 2 teams. A very good start. We have to keep an eye on that as this game moves forward, because he's a very important piece to what the Seminoles do.
Walker, the alley-oop. Koprivica with the dunk.
He's had a good career, but he definitely has not been Jimmy Black.
He is the one and only Leaky Black. There's the touch outside for Raquan Gray.
As a comparison to their losses, and right now, 0 points for him, and most likely going to have to sit the remainder of this first half. That's a challenge for North Carolina, handling the basketball. And now Matthew Hurt going back to playing ACC Player of the Year caliber basketball. This is a different Duke basketball team that we've seen to have an opportunity to solidify themselves on that board.
Yeah, the Yellow Jackets improved to 13-8 with their win over Syracuse earlier this afternoon, and the Yellow
% from the field. So it's not as though North Carolina has played well to help themselves in that cause, but give Florida State credit for coming in and getting it done on the road, because this seems to be a much more focused group coming into Chapel Hill today.
Yeah, it's been 11 years since Florida State won a game in Chapel Hill.
And having to exit the game, and that hurts North Carolina not only now in this first half, but takes away his aggressiveness in the second half. Anything on the offensive end of the floor, give Florida State's defense a lot of credit. But, you know, you also have to give the offense of North Carolina some of the credit, too, for just...
Koprivica, back cut, Walker. And he lays it in.
But you see Day'Ron Sharpe getting in the offensive rebound, but another opportunity missed for North Carolina that turns into a big bucket on the other end of the floor. The best player on the best team. And when you think about that, that's normally going to get you there. But the problem for me with Florida State, and this is not a problem with M.J. Walker.
Light with the basketball, guarded by Andrew Platek. He rejects the screen down the lane, hangs in the air, kisses it off the window, and gets it to go.
That won't like that, but hey, that's the reality of it.
But I don't think just because you're a basketball school now.
Offensive player, getting it done defensively as well. And he actually had one of the top blocks of the week.
Yeah,
on
just
College
like
Game Day earlier. Yeah.
Carolina took a 5-0 lead off of Florida State turnovers. They scored the first 4 points here in the second half. Now the first 6 points of the second half, and we've got ourselves a ball game.
And another turnover.
Florida State turnover. We're back to within 6. Walton feeds Kessler, who draws a crowd, steps around and throws it down. Cool there in St. Louis.
Right now, I would have Caleb third in my voting for ACC Rookie of the Year, but still, with 2 weeks remaining, a lot of basketball left to be played in ACC.
Walton, nothing but net.
Better. So he's the epitome of the modern NBA to me, and I love what he brings from a toughness standpoint as well.
On your draft board coming up for this summer.
Yeah, we have Day'Ron as a projected first-round pick right now. I think if he does go back to school, you know, he could potentially hear his name in the lottery.
This is the shot. Barnes clears the rebound for FSU. Nola underneath. And the layup. Tied at 46.
I can't sing, Dougie Fresh.
It's all part of the gospel of Leonard Hamilton. Off the bounce, Carolina just keeps coming, retakes the lead, 48-47.
He's playing against that team before. We've seen him aggressive on the offensive end of the floor, able to knock down a bucket there for the Heels.
Cedar Calhoun, the junior. Florida State led in the first half by as many as 16 points. And another takeaway on the run to the bucket. Layup missed. Bacot hustling and fighting for two more.
It was David Wingate. So remember that team.
You forget how old I am. Of course I remember.
Okay. All right. So you're saying
Davis for three.
For North Carolina in this game, and now have them sitting with a 5-point lead over the top team in the ACC. Whoa.
The dunk by Raquan Gray.
Make it a one-possession game, but Gray does have 5 turnovers in this game, and that's been part of the issue for Florida State, especially here in the second half.
Got by 5.
And all the great players that North Carolina has had wearing this uniform with the Argyle up and down the side, I'm not sure they've ever had a 7-footer that can go off the dribble to the rim.
Scotty Barnes throws it toward the rim, denied by Kessler. He is everywhere.
Great hustle by Koprivica to come up with that one, and then the putback.
By as many as 16 points, led 41-29 at the break, but led by that man, Walker Kessler. It has been all Heels in the second half. Carolina, Caleb Love back into the game, finds the trailing Brooks, who couldn't handle the pass. Polite dribbles the other way for the Seminoles. Good hustle by MJ Walker to clean it up and pull the Noles back to within 5. Polite on the pull-up draws the Noles back to within 3.
To build on their win total and try to win a national championship. But as you mentioned, Mike Schmidt saying that he may be on that radar.
Big shot to make it once again a 5-point game. Scotty Barnes trying to answer. He does with 2.
Won the game within the last second, so he's no stranger to making big shots.
Trying to throw it down, had it knocked away by Caleb Love. Big defensive play by the freshman point guard.
It was, but I'm not sure if Caleb got any basketball on that one. Again, it'd be interesting to see that one. Oh, wait a minute. Mondo doesn't want us to see that. He wants us to see him.
Caleb Love. Tough shot, and he can't get the roll. It's tipped back up and in. It's an 8-point Carolina lead. As soon as we get done here, we'll send you to the Duke-Louisville game. Florida State, though, still alive off the turnover. Polite, no. Crashing is Gray. It's a 6-point game. Sideline. Stepping into the 3 is Gray. No. Long rebound. Loose ball. Comes to the Seminoles. Gray again. No. Barnes able to put it in. 72-66. 15 free throws. It's back to an 8-point lead. Gray banks it in. And the takeaway. Seminoles, a chance to cut it back to 4. No.
Yeah, I believe the officials are going to review that one. It's called North Carolina ball.
I'm here.
At this point, you want to continue to see if you can get quick shots at the rim. Wide open 3 if you get it, but the last thing you want to do is turn the basketball over.
15 seconds. Polite pulls up. No. And a foul on the rebound. Barnes and Platek came together, and it's going to go against Carolina. Taking care of its business at the free throw line. Now making their last 18 to make sure they keep the Seminoles at bay. Final 5 seconds. MJ Walker. And that'll do it. A signature victory for Coach Williams, number 900 in his Hall of Fame career. And as he'll say, more importantly, for what it does for this year's team in its quest to get into the NCAA tournament.